The world was a husk, bleached bone under a bruised sky. Dust, fine as powdered graves, coated everything. Years since the veil tore, since the old world died, replaced by the hushed, hungry things that slunk in the twilight. We called them whispers, because that's all you heard before they found you. A rustling like dry leaves, a breath against your neck. Our camp was a rusted hulk of an old bus, barricaded with scrap metal and prayer. Inside, the air was stale, thick with the scent of fear and unwashed bodies. Tonight, it felt heavier. The whispers were closer, not just on the wind, but seeming to vibrate in the very planks beneath their feet. Anya, usually the calmest, gripped her scavenged rifle like a lifeline, her eyes wide, fixed on the fortified door. Then came the scratching, not the familiar scraping of branches, but a deliberate, rhythmic scrape, drag, scrape, drag from just outside. It sounded like something heavy, something with long, sharp talons, being pulled across the metal. Nobody spoke. Even the ragged breathing seemed to cease. We knew what it meant. They weren't just passing by tonight. A low, keening sound began, rising from the other side of the bus. It was a mournful wail, like whine through a broken flute, but it carried an edge of something infinitely ancient and sorrowful. It was the sound they made when they were feeding, but there was nothing out there but dust and silence. Miles from any known settlements, the scratching at our door intensified. No longer rhythmic, but a frantic, tearing sound. Metal shrieked. A section of the bus wall buckled inwards, a jagged seam of light appearing in the dark. Through the gap, we saw it, not the shadow shapes we usually glimpsed. This was a hand, pale, elongated fingers, tipped with claws like obsidian shards, slowly working their way into the tear. It was far too large, too gnarled, to be human. Then, a low, wet thump against the side of the bus, followed by another. Something was being thrown, or perhaps thrown against the bus. A new smell permeated the air, coppery and thick, impossible to ignore. Anya whimpered, her knuckles white. The crack in the metal widened. We could hear the thing breathing now, a shallow, rattling gasp, like dry bones shifting. It was trying to get in, and it wasn't alone. From the sounds now echoing around the bus, from the multiple points of impact and the growing chorus of that terrible, sorrowful keening, there were many of them. The last thing we saw before the reinforced door splintered was a single, sunken eye, unblinking and black as the void, peering through the widening gap, not at us, but seemingly through us, into something far beyond. The sound of tearing metal became deafening, and the bus groaned its final, agonizing protest.